Levi Kitchen's night at the Daytona Supercross ended in the worst way possible, not with a podium celebration, but on a stretcher. The pro circuit Kawasaki rider had been running strong in third place, pushing forward and looking like a real contender for the win. But then came the moment that changed everything. On a high-speed jump, Kitchen was catapulted over the handlebars, crashing hard onto the track. The severity of the impact was immediately apparent, prompting race officials to throw the red flag. Medical personnel rushed his aid as he lay visibly shaken, and moments later, it was confirmed that Kitchen had to be taken to the hospital. His night was over, and he would officially finish 21st. Today, Kitchen provided an update from Daytona Hospital, revealing the full extent of his injuries. He suffered a broken collarbone, along with a couple of fractures in his upper back. Despite the setback, he remained in good spirits, acknowledging the positives from his performance while admitting that his mistake cost him dearly. Found a new level of riding last night. I have to take some positives from it, but I got too greedy with that section, Kitchen shared in his update. Thanks for all the texts and everything. I'm in the hospital in Daytona, obviously, and doing a little better now. I'm sore but broke this collarbone here and have a couple fractures in my upper back. So yeah, it was unfortunate. Felt like I kinda maybe found a new level of riding last night. And yeah, there were some positives to take away, but I got a little bit greedy with that section, so I'm just glad it wasn't worse. Kitchen's team manager, Mitch Payton, refrained from making any definitive statements regarding his rider's return, but expressed optimism about his recovery. We hope it turns out well, and we'll get him back soon, Payton said. Meanwhile, official series reports confirmed that Kitchen was awake and communicating with medics before being transported to Halifax Hospital for further evaluation. With Kitchen now sidelined, at least for the time being, the 250 East title fight continues without him. The timeline for his return remains uncertain, but if his recovery is anything like his aggressive racing style, it might not be long before he's back in the mix. For now, though, the focus shifts entirely to healing. In an entirely different kind of drama, Adam Cianciarulo found himself at the center of an unexpected controversy at Daytona. During Round 8 of the Daytona Supercross, the former factory Kawasaki rider was escorted out of the stadium by security and local law enforcement. The reasons behind his ejection weren't initially clear, but speculation ran wild after Daniel Blair reported that Cianciarulo would not be appearing on Race Day Live for undisclosed reasons. Steve Mathis later added that Cianciarulo had a tense encounter with Daytona security. The incident stemmed from a misunderstanding on the track. Cianciarulo, who was attending the event in an unofficial capacity, walked onto a section of the course that was not in use at the time. As he stood atop a jump, watching riders go by, he was suddenly confronted by an aggressive security guard. Despite having credentials and attempting to explain himself, the situation escalated. The security guard reportedly grabbed Cianciarulo's arm and treated him as if he were trespassing, leading to police involvement and his credentials being revoked, at least temporarily. Later, Cianciarulo took to social media to explain what had happened, sharing his side of the story. "Oh man, do I have a story for you. So I'm at Daytona watching press from a manager's tower, and in between the last 450 sessions and the start of the 250 sessions, I walked across part of the track they were not riding at all. I paused on top of the jump and glanced behind me to see some of the riders come through. Suddenly, a security guard started yelling at me to get off the track, which I immediately did. As I was calmly explaining myself and showing him my credentials, he yelled in my face, grabbed my arm, and yanked me toward him like I was a threat to society. I respect authority, and if he didn't want me standing there, I get it, but was completely over the line, and I let him know that it was. Also worth mentioning, other members of the media with my same credentials were standing on various parts of the track. The police officers escorted me out of the pits, and Daytona security took my credentials. Tough scene in my hometown, folks. You know me, always getting in trouble. All has been resolved, and my credential was returned. In the end, it appears to have been an overreaction by security rather than any wrongdoing on Cianciarulo's part. The situation has since been resolved, and he remains a welcome figure in the Supercross paddock. However, the bizarre incident added yet another unexpected twist to an already dramatic Daytona Supercross weekend.